Good morning to all. Today I am here with your board sample paper of your class 12th. So 12th class का एग्जाम है नियर इंग्लिश का ही डे आफ्टर टुमारो. जब आपका एग्जाम है उसमें हम ये सॉल्व करेंगे so that it will be also beneficial for you. Read the following passage carefully and answer the question that follow. The therapeutic value and healing powers of plants were demonstrated to me when I was a boy of about 10. I had developed an acute persistent abdominal pain that did not respond readily to hospital medication. My mother had taken me to the city's central hospital on several occasions where different drugs were tried on me. In total desperation, she took me to Igya Mansa, a well-known herbalist in my hometown in western province of Ghana. This man was no stranger to the medical doctors at the hospital. He had earned the reputation of offering excellent help when they were confronted with difficult cases where Western medicine had failed to effect a cure. After a brief interview, not very different from what goes on daily in the consulting offices of many general medical practitioners in the United States, he left us waiting in his consulting room while he went out to the field. He returned with several leaves and the bark of the tree, and one of his attendants immediately prepared a decoction. I was given a glass of this preparation. It tasted extremely bitter, but within an hour or so I began to feel relieved. The rest of the decoction was put in two large bottles so that could take doses periodically. Within about 3 days, the frequent abdominal pains stopped and I recall gaining a good appetite. I have appreciated the healing powers of medicinal plants ever since. My experience may sound unusual to those who come from urban areas of the developed world, but for those in the less affluent nations, such experiences are a common occurrence. In fact, demographic studies by various national governments and intergovernmental organizations such as the World Health Organization, that is your WHO, indicate that for 75 to 90% of the rural population of the world, the herbalist is the only person who handles their medical problems. In African culture, traditional medical practitioners are always considered to be influential spiritual leaders as well. Using magic and religion along with medicine, illness is handled with the individual's hidden spiritual powers and with application of plants that have been found especially to contain healing powers. Over the years, I have come to distinguish three types of medicinal practitioners in African societies and to classify the extent to which each uses medicinal plants. The first is the herbalist, who generally enjoy the prestige and reputation of being the real traditional medical professional. The second group represent the divine healers. They are fetish priests whose practice depends upon their purported supernatural powers of diagnosis credited with ability to intercept the evil deeds of a witch. So ये आपका क्या था, एक पैसेज था जो आपके बोर्ड के अकॉर्डिंग आता है. अब मैंने बोर्ड के अकॉर्डिंग आपको रीड आउट करके बताया है. What are traditional medical practitioners considered to be in Africa? Question है, in Africa, traditional medical practitioners are considered to be influential spiritual leaders who use magic and religion along with medicine. Next is, what powers do the plants have? The plants have the therapeutic value and healing powers. वो आया भी था पैसेज में. How did the writer feel relief? The writer felt relief after taking a decoction prepared from several leaves and the bark of the tree. यहाँ पर था how did, यहाँ पर आपको शो कर दिया did, तो यहाँ पर जो है feel हुआ है because जैसा कि आपको सिखाया गया है do, does, did के संग में ऑलवेज फर्स्ट फॉर्म ऑफ दी वर्ब आएगी ऑलवेज. उसी तरीके से यहां पर जब डिड आया है तो हम आंसर में डिड ना लगा के हम उसको सेकेंड फॉर्म कर देंगे तो पता रहेगा कि यहाँ पर जो है आंसर जो है कहाँ चल रहा है, पास्ट में चल रहा है. आफ्टर टेकिंग अ डिकॉक्शन प्रिपेयर फ्रॉम सेवरल लीव्स एंड द bark of the tree. What does the study of WHO tell? The study of WHO tells that medical problems of 75 to 90% of the rural populations of the world are handled by the herbalist. Why did the writer's mother take him to Agya Mansa? The writer's mother took him to Agya Mansa because he had acute persistent abdominal pain and was depressed by the failure of Western medicines. What is the status of traditional medicinal practitioners distinguished with? The traditional medicinal practitioners are known as herbalists. ठीक है. Next is find out the word the passage which means depression. Depression का मतलब यहाँ पे है desperation. Got it? Fluid means क्या है? Decoction. Longing means appetite. ये क्वेश्चन मैंने आपको दिया भी है your exam. Read the following passage, second question carefully and answer the question that follow. Roshni Barwa remembers running all the way from her home in Mahmud Nagar, Dhani village to the room where the Bal Samu children's group, जो बाल समूह मतलब children's group met. My grandparents are getting me married. You have to do something. The girl, then 12-year-old, told. The 20 or so children sitting there, the children, all aged between 8 and 16, trooped up to Roshni's house and urged her grandparents to stop the impending wedding. Others, including village elders and teachers, joined in. The wedding was stopped. She had discovered a way out of the quagmire with the help of a local NGO and village children. When she was in 12th, the pressure to get married returned. This time her uncle found a match for her. When she resisted, she was taunted and beaten. People would point to her as the girl who brought shame to her family and ask their children not to speak to her. I was 16 years old and alone in the world. I walked to school with my eyes fixed to the ground. I would think sometimes what I have done that is so terrible for everyone to hate me so much. I would cry myself to sleep, recalls Roshni, who lost her father when she was 2 and had been abandoned by her mother shortly after. But even those dark moments, Roshni didn't give up. Moving out of the village to Piplu Tehsil in Rajasthan, where she rented a room and attended college. With education and independence came a sense of confidence. I kept in touch with the children in the village. Every time there was a child marriage, they would call me and I would go to stop it. I realized I had already been thrown out of the village. The worst had already happened. What else could the villagers do? Solution. So I went and fought with everyone who was getting their child married, she says with a laugh. So far she has stopped over a dozen marriages. Even without the support of the law, young girls have been proceeding against the practice. Earlier this month, 19-year-old Sushila Bishnoi from Barmer succeeded in getting her marriage annulled, submitting photographs and congratulatory messages from her husband's Facebook account to the court. The court accepted these as evidence that the union took place when both the bride and groom were 12 years old and declared the marriage invalid. सीमा बहरवाल नेम चेंज कर दिया यहाँ पर उसका एग्जैक्ट नाम आपको नहीं बताया इसमें was 15 when she was married to a man a few years older. Later, when she started attending Bal Samuh meeting with NGO Shiv Shiksha Samiti and Save the Children, it dawned on her that she had a choice. I learned that my life is mine. I have the power to say no to marriage. What is rebelled against by the brides in the passage? क्या था? Child marriage is rebelled against by the brides in the marriage. in the passage. Who helped Roshni at the age of 12 years to succeed in her mission? बाल समूह एनजीओ जो था, बाल समूह चिल्ड्रन ग्रुप का जो था, village elders, teachers and a local NGO helped to Roshni. How did people of the village behave with Roshni when she was 16 years old? The village people pointed to her as the girl who had brought shame to her family and asked their children not to speak to her. Why did Roshni move out of the village? Roshni moved out of the village to get college education. Write the word from the passage which means fighting, means crusading. आया था ना crusading against. Write the opposite word of failed from the passage. तो यहाँ पर आता है succeeded. देखो यहाँ पर है, अगर यहाँ पे fail होता तो आंसर में भी सक्सेस होता, वहां पे भी सक्सीड नहीं होता. यहाँ पर ईडी लगा है, फेल्ड, उसको पास्ट बनाया तो यहाँ पे भी सक्सीडेड करा. गॉट इट. तो आंसर कुछ ऐसा ही होगा. कम टू द सेक्शन बी. जो सेक्शन ए था वो आपका पैसेज पार्ट का था, जो आपकी रीडिंग पोर्शन आता है. सेक्शन बी जो है वो आपका ग्रामर पोर्शन आता है. आप देख सकते हो इधर यू आर अभय. यहाँ पर आपको मेंशन होगा कि हु यू आर. डेफिनेटली यहाँ पर आपको मेंशन किया जाएगा कि आप कौन हो. ठीक है. आप लड़की हो तो अभय लिखेंगे, लड़का हो तो आप वो लिखेंगे. तो आप यहाँ देख सकते हैं अभय आभा आपको नाम से बताना है. द सेक्रेटरी ऑफ गवर्नमेंट सीनियर सेकेंडरी स्कूल अमृतसर का है ये. स्कूल इज गोइंग टू ऑर्गेनाइज युवा महोत्सव इन द नेक्स्ट मंथ. इनवाइट द नेम्स ऑफ द पार्टिसिपेंट्स फॉर वेरियस एक्टिविटीज थ्रू द नोटिस. आप यहाँ देख सकते हैं क्वेश्चन. क्वेश्चन की फोटो इसलिए इस तरीके से ली गई है सो दैट आपको समझ में आ जाए. इस तरीके से आपको पहले ब्रैकेट बनाना है. क्लियरली ब्रैकेट आपका होना चाहिए विद योर पेंसिल. डू नॉट यूज पेन इन इट. गवर्नमेंट सीनियर सेकेंडरी स्कूल आप देख सकते हो, अमृतसर बाद में लिखना है. नोटिस, देन आपकी डेट जो है ये डेट यहाँ पर आएगी. ये डेट जो है यहाँ पर आएगी. वो जब फोटो क्लिक करते हैं तो लेफ्ट का राइट हो जाता है. डेट यहाँ आएगी. बीच में आपका वही युवा महोत्सव. ऑल द पीपल बिटवीन एज ग्रुप 15 to 29 are hereby informed that Yuva Mahotsav is going to be organized in the multi-purpose hall of the school on 10th December. ये 10th आप कुछ भी ले सकते हो. Interested person may give his or her name to the undersigned by 8th December. डेट तो आपके अकॉर्डिंग हो सकती है. डिटेल गाइडलाइन इज अवेलेबल ऑन द वेबसाइट या डिटेल गाइडलाइन इज अवेलेबल ऑन द टू द रिसेप्शन भी हो सकता है. यूथ बोर्ड राजस्थान जो भी है आभा अभय और सेक्रेटरी, ये जो आपका डेजिग्नेशन है डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू राइट दिस वन. बच्चों ने अभी क्लास टेस्ट लिए थे, अभी आप लोगों के प्रैक्टिस टेस्ट हुए थे, उन सब में आप लोगों ने सेम मिस्टेक किए. तो डू नॉट डू द सेम मिस्टेक इन योर बोर्ड एग्जाम प्लीज. द नेक्स्ट इज ये ऑप्शन में आता है प्रिपेयर थैंकिंग मैसेज टू योर फ्रेंड लीना और तेजस्वी whose invitation to their sister's marriage is accepted by you. Sign yourself as रिद्धि और सिद्धार्थ. ये आपको बताएंगे. ये भी आपका ऐसे ही होगा. थैंकिंग मैसेज है, इनवाइट करने का, थैंकिंग इनविटेशन का है. ब्रैकेट में आएगा यूज पेंसिल. बार बार बोल रही हूँ. मिस्टर सिद्धार्थ थैंक्स मिसेस एंड मिस्टर लीना for their kind invitation to attend their sister's marriage on this. थर्ड पर्सन होके लिखना है. दे हैव ग्रेट प्लेजर इन एक्सेप्टिंग द इन्विटेशन. एक्सेप्ट करने में उनको बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. हार्टिएस्ट कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस इन एडवांस. गॉट इट. कम टू द नेक्स्ट वन. Your school organized a Nippon Mela. Prepare a report for the local newspaper using the given hints and your experience. इसमें हिंट दे रखा है प्लानिंग, मॉडल डिस्प्ले, स्टॉल्स, डेकोरेशन, विजिट ऑफ गेस्ट और प्राइजेस. निपुण मेला इन जीएसएस ये जो है ये आपका है गवर्नमेंट सीनियर सेकेंडरी स्कूल आप सीनियर को SR डॉट भी लगा सकते हैं, पर डॉट लगाने जरूरी है इफ यू आर नॉट राइटिंग द फुल स्पेलिंग। ठीक है, मालता जो आपका वहां पे उसका नाम है, बाय रानी अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ क्लास 12। ठीक है, ये रिपोर्ट में बता रहे हैं, रिपोर्टर का नाम है यहाँ पर जो आता है वो रिपोर्टर का नाम आता है, गॉट इट, जो रिपोर्ट कर रहा है। आफ्टर दैट डेट, डेट ऐसे ही लिखेंगे आप, जो भी आपकी डेट है, 8 मार्च है तो 8 मार्च 2025। An Ebon Mela was organized in the school campus. Schools of the Panchayat area took place in the fair. There were various activities in the fair like physical activities, यहाँ पर मिसिंग है mental activities, creative activities, language development activities and social development activities. Many students part in activities. Students who prepare chart, model, posters, and other model display at the fixed places. Some students open stalls for various things. Some students prepared food articles at their stalls. Villagers and the guests visited the fair. They praised the effort made by the students. The students stood first, second, and third in the various activities were given prizes by the chief guest. द फेयर हैड बीन अ ग्रेट सक्सेस। देखो, जो आपकी स्टोरी होती है पास्ट में आती है, उसी तरीके से जो आपकी रिपोर्ट है वो भी आपके पास्ट में आएगी, क्योंकि रिपोर्ट कर रहे हो मतलब आप उसको जो हो गया है हैपनिंग उस चीज को बता रहे हो, इसलिए वो पास्ट में आएगा। गॉट इट? कम टू द नेक्स्ट, ये भी आपके ऑप्शन में है, राइट अ पैराग्राफ ऑन द टॉपिक एडवांटेजेस ऑफ योगा। बहुत इजी है, यहाँ पर आप टॉपिक का नाम लिख दोगे, एडवांटेजेस ऑफ योगा, और पैराग्राफ राइटिंग में तो कोई पैटर्न भी नहीं है, कोई फॉर्मेट भी नहीं है सच। Yoga is very important for us in various ways. It is a well-known fact that yoga is good for us. Now, yoga is being used as a therapy for many diseases like cancer, infertility, long disease, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, insomnia, high blood pressure, and joint pain. Yoga activates our parasympathetic nervous system. It lowers blood pressure, heart rate, and respiration. It reduces the stress. Postures in yoga enhance the circulation of blood and body fluids. They improve muscle strength, flexibility, and range of motion. They are important for the healing and prevention of musculoskeletal diseases. By practicing yoga, we can live a healthier lifestyle. Got it? तो इसमें क्या है, एक ही पैराग्राफ में आएगा, पैराग्राफ चेंज नहीं होगा क्योंकि पैराग्राफ राइटिंग है, और एक ही पैराग्राफ में उसकी जो टाइम उसकी जो वर्ड लिमिट है उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप लिख दो। गॉट इट? Next is, write a letter to the editor of a local daily newspaper to draw the attention of authorities on the condition of roads in the city. यहाँ पर क्या है, सेंडर एड्रेस, ये आपका सेंडर एड्रेस आ गया, डेट आ गई, डेट इस तरीके से लिखना है, देन रिसीवर एड्रेस, गॉट इट? यहाँ आपको दे रखा है, यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं दे रखा, बस ये बता रखा है एडिटर ऑफ अ लोकल न्यूज़पेपर कर रहे हो, डेली न्यूज़पेपर, तो ये आपका हो गया फॉर्मल लेटर, इसीलिए आपका रिसीवर एड्रेस एंड ऑल ये सब फॉर्मेलिटी में आया है। नेक्स्ट इज, यहाँ पे सब्जेक्ट आ जाता है, जब फॉर्मल लेटर की बात करते हैं, पुअर कंडीशन ऑफ रोड्स। सर पहले कॉमा आता था, अभी यहाँ कॉमा भी नहीं आता है। Through the column of your esteemed column, I would like to bring into the notice about the condition of roads in our city. It is a matter of regret that in today's era of Airbus and air taxi, our area is even devoid of well-built roads. The roads are full of pits. The rainy season worsens the situation by causing waterlogging of these pits. The waterlogged places become a breeding hub of mosquitoes, which invites malaria, dengue, etc. Despite the numerous efforts of the people living here, nothing fruitful has emerged. I hope the authorities will look into the matter at the earliest and do something constructive about it. Yours faithfully, दीप्ति शाह। यहाँ पर नाम नहीं दे रखा था, यू कैन राइट बाय योर ओन। यहाँ थोड़ा गैप छूट गया, बट इतना गैप आपको नहीं छोड़ना, यहाँ पर आप थैंकिंग यू कर सकते हैं, डू नॉट लीव मच स्पेस, थैंकिंग यू लिखने के बाद इसको थोड़ा सा ऊपर ही कर दो। गॉट इट? नेक्स्ट इज, ये भी आपके और में है, राइट एन एप्लीकेशन फॉर द पोस्ट ऑफ अ स्कूल लेक्चरर इन अ स्कूल, इंक्लोज योर डिटेल सीवी ऑल्सो। एक सीवी का क्वेश्चन भी आता है, ठीक है, ऑप्शन में आता है बट आता है, जैसा कि आपको करवाया है। यहां पर आपका आ जाता है सेंडर एड्रेस, फॉर्मेट बिल्कुल वैसे ही चलेगा। डेट, देन रिसीवर, द चेयरमैन विवेकानंद सीनियर सेकेंडरी स्कूल Udaipur. Subject, application for the post of lecturer in English. Sir, this is with reference to your advertisement in the Rajasthan Patrika on this date लिख देंगे for the post of an English lecturer. I have recently completed my B.Ed with 70%. जो भी आपका सब कुछ information आपको देनी है आप इसमें दे देना. Marks both in theory and practical. Besides, I have been the gold medalist in AMD University Ajmer 2023. At present, I am teaching at a reputed coaching center. I can assure you of my best services if I am offered the said post. I am enclosing the curriculum vitae, जो कि आपका CV बोला है इसने. I hereby here with for your perusal. Yours faithfully, आकांक्षा. अब आता है enclose CV. जो आपका CV है curriculum vitae, तो ये है, नेम आ जाएगा, एड्रेस आएगा आपका, डेट ऑफ बर्थ आएगी, सीवी में क्या क्या होते हैं वो इन्फॉर्मेशन इसमें, और नेशनलिटी, मैरिटल स्टेटस, एजुकेशनल क्वालिफिकेशन, जॉब एक्सपीरियंस, रेफरेंसेस, इंटरेस्ट एंड हॉबीज, कॉन्टेक्ट नंबर, एनक्लोज्ड कि हम किससे एंड कर रहे हैं, हमारी जो डिग्रीज होती है, जो रिपोर्ट कार्ड होती है, उनकी फोटोकॉपी भी जाती है। Come to the section C. Section C में क्या है? Join the following sentence using the word given in the bracket. ये ऐसे आता है, I am convinced I am doing the same thing. इसके सामने लिखा आ जाता है या इसके नीचे आता है, आपको इन दोनों को एड ऑन करना है. I am convinced that I am doing the same thing. ये that यहाँ लग गया. Combine set of sentence into one sentence as directed. Suman learned all answers. She got first position in the class. आपको compound sentence बनाना है. Suman learned all answers, so she got first position in the class. घबराना नहीं है, कॉम्प्लेक्स कैसे बनेगा, कंपाउंड कैसे बनेगा, आपको ये सेंटेंसेस बनाने हैं. So that, for, to, इन्हीं का यूज करना है. Fill in the blanks by choosing the appropriate phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs आपको जितनी भी करवाई हैं, जो भी आपकी बुक में है, वो सब कुछ आपको पढ़ के जानी है, उसी के थ्रू बन जाएगा. phrasal verb क्या होती है, phrases क्या होता है हमारे, in the evening, in the morning, at noon, afternoon, at night, ये सब आपके जो phrasal verbs होते हैं, phrases जो होते हैं, जिनका मीनिंग होता है the group of words which have meaning but not a complete meaning. ठीक है, whichever sense but not a complete meaning, आपके phrases होते हैं, उनमें verbs ऐड हो जाती है, that is called phrasal verb. Second world war dash in 1939. broke out या broke off, तो यहाँ आ जाता है broke out. ये आपकी verb हो गई और out यानी आपका phrase हो गया. Government is trying to dash prices. bring out या bring down, bring down करने की उसको. कईयों की तो मीनिंग आपको समझ में आ जाएंगे, बट कईयों की थोड़ा सा हो सकता है तो नहीं बैठे तो रीड आउट करके जाना. यू कैन डैश योर वर्क विदाउट फियर. कैरी ऑन, कैरी ऑन, कैरी ऑन मतलब कि कैरी ऑन का मतलब होता है, क्या मतलब होता है कैरी ऑन का, कैरी ऑन का मतलब होता है क्या, कैरी ऑन का क्या मतलब होता है, इसके आगे कंटिन्यू करना, एड ऑन करना. Fill in the blank by choosing the correct conjunction. Siddhi saw her brother dash ran to hug him. Siddhi saw her brother and ran to hug him. Dash it was raining. I was ploughing the field while it was raining. ठीक है, उस ड्यूरेशन में हो रहा है. A book is a book, nothing in it. Dash there is nothing in it. A book is a book, although there is nothing in it. ठीक है, सेक्शन डी पे आ जाए हम. रीड द फॉलोइंग पैसेज केयरफुली. ये जो सेक्शन डी है, इसका जो पैसेज है, ये आपका आता है फ्लेमिंगो से. ठीक है. Besides, the whole school seemed so strange and solemn, but the thing that surprised me the most was to see On the back benches that were always empty, the village people sitting quietly like ourselves, old house with his three corn hat, the former mayor, the former postmaster, and several others. Besides, everybody looked sick, and Hauser had brought an old primer thumb with the edges, and he held it open on his knees with his great spectacles lying across the pages. While I was wondering about it all, Am Hamel mounted his chair and in the same grave and gentle tone which he had used to me said, my children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. The new master comes tomorrow. The most surprising to the boy was to see back benches were filled by the villagers. ठीक है क्योंकि उसका लास्ट डे था इसलिए वो बैक बेंच भी फॉलो की थी. The schools of Alsace Lorraine will teach German. The villagers who were sitting in the class were all looking very sad क्योंकि उनका टीचर जा रहा था. The lesson taught by Anne Hamel that day to students was moral lesson. Choose the word similar in the meaning where. Where means strange. Choose the word opposite in the meaning present. Means former. Answer anyone out of the following. Describe about सीमापुरी. ये लॉ स्प्रिंग से लिया है. सीमापुरी सिचुएटेड है ऑन द पेरिफेरी ऑफ दिल्ली. अबाउट 10,000 रैक पिकर्स जो भी स्टोरी में आया उसमें अबाउट करके लिख देना. Live here in the structure of mud with roof of tin and tarpaulin. They do not have sewage, drainage, or running water. Although they have no identity, they have ration cards and have their names in voters list. Children grow up in these small structures and the children have their parents in their survival. Rat picking is the only way for survival in Simapur. ये आपका क्वेश्चन हो गया. नेक्स्ट ऑप्शन में कौन सा है? राइट द थीम ऑफ द लेसन. द रैट ट्रैप. The story The Red Trap deals with the human tendency to redeem oneself from dishonest way. The peddler is a poor man. He sells red traps. Poverty compels him to adopt dishonest way. वो था नहीं लेकिन गरीबी ने क्या करा उसको dishonest तरीका बताया जो लॉयल नहीं होता जो ईमानदारी का नहीं है. No one cares for his feelings. He is nowhere welcome. These factors change him into a dishonest person, but Edla treats him well. He gives up his dishonest ways. He not only leaves a gift for Edla, but also returns the money which he had earlier stolen from the crofter's house. Answer the following questions. What is the misadventure the writer William Douglas speaks about? Deepwater में. Douglas goes to the swimming pool when no one else is there. He sits there waiting for someone to come. A stoutly built boy comes there and throws him into deep water. This is the misadventure Douglas speaks about in which he narrowly escapes death. Who was Rajkumar Shukla in Indigo में? Rajkumar Shukla was an illiterate poor peasant from Champaran. He came to see Gandhi to get help in the injustice of the landlord system in Bihar. He looked like any other peasant in India, poor and emancipated. ठीक है? Explain any one of the following stanza with reference to context. Reference to context में आप हमेशा कंफ्यूज होते हैं. यहाँ पर मत होना क्योंकि पहले रेफरेंस आएगा कहाँ से दी गई है वो रेफर बताओगे कॉन्टेक्स्ट बताओगे आफ्टर दैट आपको एक्सप्लेन भी करना पड़ेगा. एक्सप्लेनेशन में कुछ वोकैबुलरी अपने अकॉर्डिंग भी रखना जो आपने चैप्टर में पढ़ी या उसका सिनोनिम यूज करने की कोशिश करना सो दैट एग्जामिनर जो है वो आपका चेकिंग करने में थोड़ा सा आपको मार्क्स दे. ठीक है. एज इट एज जैसा मेरे को लिख के दिखाते थे वैसे मत करो. And Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen, bright to pass. Denizens of a world of green, they do not fear the men beneath the tree. They pace in sleek chivalric certainty. Reference, these are the opening lines of the poem And Jennifer's Tigers, composed by Adrian Rich. Context, the poet here gives a living description of the tigers embroidered by Aunt Jennifer in a natural setting on a panel. The poet describes the tigers that are created in embroidery on a cloth panel. These magnificent beasts seem to walk proudly across the panel with a powerful step. These inhabitants of green forest are shining like topaz. They are fearless of the man they see under the trees and pace about smoothly, confidently, and bravely. Fisherman in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. These lines have been taken from Pablo Neruda's poem Keeping Quiet. The poet conveys the idea that meaningful inactivity would help save both animals from human greed and humans from their own follies. The poet says that these movements of inactivity, जो inactive रहने का टाइम दिया है, जो कहा है quiet movement है आपके लिए, would stop fishermen from killing whales that are peaceful and harmless animals. It would also make the salt worker pause so that he can realize the harm he has done to his hands and take care of them. Come to the next question. Answer the following questions. Write the central idea of the poem Keeping Quiet. Poem Keeping Quiet, composed by Pablo Neruda, is all about the benefits and bliss of silence. Brief moments of silence and stillness take away our attention from useless everyday affairs. And we are able to focus on our inner self. हम जब काम करते करते थक जाते हैं, अपने आप को भूल जाते हैं और एक ही धुन में लगे रहते हैं कि हमें काम कंप्लीट करना है एनी हाउ। तुम काम कंप्लीट करने के लिए हमें क्या कहना है, थोड़ा सा इनएक्टिव होना है, मतलब दिमाग को थोड़ा सा, माइंड को मेंटल पीस देना है ताकि हम बात वापस से अगेन हम रिफ्रेश होकर काम कर सकें. Give us energy and stop all such activities that harm our fellow man and other creatures who share this planet with us. These save nature from its mindless exploitation and the man-made pollution and makes the world a better place to live. Why is grandeur associated with the mighty dead? King of Beauty से लिया है. World has seen many great men and women who changed and made history by dint of hard work, dedication, bravery, endurance, and countless sacrifices. These people overcame all odds to achieve the impossible and also showed the way to others. They embodied all noble human qualities and urged others to do the same. Since the monuments built in their memory remind us of their great deeds and noble qualities, which are another form of beauty, another form of beauty. So the poet associate the beauty of their lives with beauty itself. Answer the following question about 20 to 30 words. What is the childish longing that the poet referred to? From a roadside stand. The poet described the miserable condition of the people who are running the roadside stand. They are very eagerly wait to hear the sound of brakes, cars to stop at the stand. The poet calls the wish the childish longing. बार बार ब्रेक की आवाज सुनते ही उसको लगता था कि बस यहाँ पे रुक रही है गाड़ी, अभी ये कुछ लेगी मेरे से, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है, ये उसको बचकानी थी, ये उसकी सोच बचकानी थी, चाइल्डिश थी. What idea do you form about the poetess as a daughter? My mother at 66 से लिया है. The poetess comes across as an affectionate, caring and devoted daughter who is anguished by her mother's deteriorating condition with advancing age. Her pale ashen face and her weakening state worries her and she is afraid of her losing her. Answer the following question about 60 words. Write the character sketch of Dr. Sadao. Dr. Sadao is not only a good doctor, but also a true human being. He has a good knowledge of medicine and surgery. He also remembered that he has been trained to save lives against all odds. As a good human being, his heart is full of sympathy for all. Saving lives is his religion. That's why he saves the life of a soldier who belongs to his enemy country. He is also a loving husband and an obedient son. ऐसा क्यों कहा है? क्योंकि उसने अपनी ईमानदारी से काम किया और अपने जो एनिमी था उसको जगह देकर उसकी इंजरी में हेल्प करी, उसके घाव भराए, उसकी इवन उसने उसकी वाइफ ने भी हेल्प करी जो कि हैना नाम की थी. Why is Antarctica the place to go to understand the Earth's present, past, and future? Journey to the end of the Earth we have taken. The world's geological history is trapped in Antarctica. Here we can study the Earth's past. About 90% of the total ice are stored here. There are no trees, buildings, or other human markers. There, here we see glaciers melting and ice caps falling. We can see them being damaged as the result of being warming. Antarctica is born the end of the world if the West Antarctica ice sheet melts entirely and the Gulf Stream ocean current is stopped. Thus, Antarctica is the perfect place to go to understand the Earth's present, past, and future. The next is answer the following question about 20 to 30 words. What do you infer from Sam's letter to Charlie? Third level से लिया है. The letter was a product of Charlie's imagination. It was his another waking dream, wish fulfillment. Sam's letter also reflects that Sam too wanted to escape from this world of sad realities. Max, what is it that draws Derry towards moist Mr. Lamb on the face of it, Celia? Mr. Lamb's personality is an example for him to live a life without feeling ashamed of himself. This draws Derry to Mr. Lamb. He seems to be loving his company. Last question पे हम आ जाते हैं. Choose the correct alternative. What is the name of the narrator of the story? The third level. Child. In what hour of the prince born? Hour of the बुलबुल hour में हुआ. Who while stretching and sunning themselves carbitter seals? What was the messenger wearing? Official uniform. What did the kids call Mr. Lamb? Lemmy Lamb. How was the day on the land of apples? Very cold day. What do apples people not speak openly about? Untouchability. What does Daddy like to hear? Sound of wind. And how was the behavior of Yumi? Stubborn. लैमी लैम वाला जो क्वेश्चन था उसमें मैं रुकी नहीं, लेकिन उसमें लैमी लैम जो था वो ही स्पेलिंग होती है LAMEY. डू नॉट फॉरगेट इट एंड डू नॉट डू सिंगल मिस्टेक इन दिस, बिकॉज ये क्वेश्चन वही थे जो हमने टेस्ट कॉपी में भी किए हैं. हमने हमारी अच्छे से पढ़ाई की है और ये वीडियो भी आपके लिए बहुत ज्यादा हेल्पफुल रहेगा. होप सो. फॉर ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट. थैंक यू.